Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into a groundbreaking and frankly shocking piece of news from Australia that could have global repercussions. Australia is on the brink of implementing a significant ban, effectively kicking under-16s off social media platforms without explicit parental consent. This isn't just a discussion, it's a proposed law that could redefine how young people interact with the digital world. The question on everyone's mind isn't just about Australia, but whether this bold move is a sign of what's to come for other nations, including yours. We'll explore the why behind this decision, the details of the proposed legislation, and the potential impact it could have. Stay with us as we unpack this crucial development. So, why is Australia taking such a drastic step? The motivations behind this proposed ban are deeply rooted in growing concerns over the well-being and safety of young people online. For years, educators, parents, and mental health professionals have raised alarms about the detrimental effects of excessive social media use on youth. We're talking about a documented youth mental health crisis, where platforms are often cited as contributors to anxiety, depression, and body image issues. Beyond mental health, there's the pervasive threat of cyberbullying, the exposure to inappropriate or predatory content, and critical data privacy risks. Australia's government believes strong action is needed to protect its youngest citizens from these escalating digital dangers. This isn't just about screen time, it's about safeguarding a generation. Into the specifics of this proposed Australian legislation. The bill aims to establish mandatory age verification for all users attempting to access social media platforms. For anyone under the age of 16, platforms would be legally required to obtain explicit parental consent before granting access. This isn't a suggestion, it's a legal mandate. Failure to comply would result in significant financial penalties for the social media companies, potentially running into millions. The legislation also emphasizes stronger data protection measures for minors, ensuring that their personal information isn't misused or exploited. This move signifies a clear shift in responsibility, placing the onus firmly on tech companies to implement robust safeguards rather than solely on parents. While Australia's proposal is making headlines, it's important to recognize that similar discussions and even legislation are emerging globally. This isn't an isolated incident, but part of a broader, growing movement. In the United States, states like Utah have already implemented their own social media restrictions for minors, requiring parental consent. The European Union's GDPR framework already sets the digital age of consent for data processing between 13 and 16, depending on the member state. China has long enforced its own youth mode on various platforms, limiting usage time for minors. Even the UK has introduced its age-appropriate design code, influencing how online services interact with children. These examples demonstrate a global awakening to the need for tighter regulation and protection for young people online, making Australia's move seem less an anomaly and more a part of an emerging international trend. Proponents of Australia's proposed ban argue strongly that these measures are not just necessary, but overdue. Their primary focus is on the long-term well-being of children. They believe that by implementing mandatory parental consent for under-16s, we can significantly contribute to improved youth mental health, shielding young minds from the pressures of constant comparison and online toxicity. Furthermore, a ban could lead to reduced cyberbullying incidents, creating safer online spaces. Critically, it aims for enhanced data privacy for minors, preventing their sensitive information from being harvested and exploited by tech giants. Ultimately, the goal is to foster a safer online environment where children can develop without the pervasive risks currently associated with unrestricted social media access. For many, this is a moral imperative, prioritizing child safety over platform profits. However, like any significant policy, this proposed ban is not without its critics. Opponents raise valid concerns about the potential infringements on freedom of speech concerns and the right of young people to access information and connect with peers. There are also considerable questions regarding the practical implementation challenges of such a widespread ban, particularly concerning effective age verification. Many fear it could lead to a risk of alienating youth by pushing them onto less regulated, dark social platforms where they are even harder to monitor. Furthermore, skeptics question the true effectiveness of age verification technologies, arguing that determined teens will always find loopholes. The debate extends to whether governments should be dictating digital access or focusing more on digital literacy and parental guidance. One of the most complex aspects of Australia's proposed ban, and indeed any similar legislation, is the challenge of age verification. How exactly do platforms accurately confirm a user's age without infringing on privacy? Solutions range from facial recognition for age checks, which raises significant ethical and privacy implications of verification, to requiring government ID, which many find too intrusive. There's also the inevitable problem of circumvention risks, with tech-savvy teens potentially finding ways around these systems, possibly using VPNs or fake IDs. Furthermore, this also places a new burden on parents to understand and navigate these digital landscapes, requiring greater digital literacy for parents. This isn't a simple check-a-box situation. It's a technological and ethical minefield that requires careful consideration to avoid unintended consequences. Us to the crucial question: is your country next? The global policy ripple effect of Australia's decision cannot be underestimated. As we've seen, other nations are already contemplating or implementing similar restrictions. There's increasing regulatory scrutiny worldwide on big tech, driven by public demand for greater public demand for youth protection and accountability. If Australia successfully navigates the implementation challenges and demonstrates positive outcomes, it could provide a powerful precedent for other governments grappling with these issues. This could fundamentally alter the future of social media for teens, pushing platforms to adapt globally or face a fragmented regulatory landscape. The eyes of the world, especially those in legislative bodies, will be closely watching how this unfolds in Australia. As we conclude, it's clear that the ongoing debate about youth and social media is far from over. Australia's bold move forces us to confront difficult questions about balancing protection and access in the digital age. This isn't just about banning. It's about proactively shaping digital futures that are safer and more constructive for the next generation. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe such a ban is a necessary step or an overreach? How do you see the digital landscape evolving for young people in the coming years? Share your perspectives in the comments below. Your thoughts are crucial as we collectively navigate these complex challenges. Thank you for joining us today. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time.